Encrypted doesn't necessarily mean secretive, especially if you add someone into a group chat by mistake. Does that sound familiar? We've all heard about the Signal chat with US officials and a journalist who wasn't supposed to be there. This wasn't just a messaging mishap. It exposed something way bigger, just how messy and misunderstood government secrecy can be. I'm Joanne Serrieh, and this is Pixel.
Could be that Signal's not very good.
No sources, no methods, no classified information.
Let's unpack how America protects its secrets and what happens when people confuse encrypted with secure. We can start with a real example. Senior US officials recently used the encrypted app Signal to discuss a military strike against the Houthi militia in Yemen. But a journalist was on the group chat by mistake. While they claimed no classified information was shared, the incident raised a huge question. What does classified even mean? Most people call anything the government keeps secret classified. But in reality, classification has levels. Confidential, that's sensitive but not catastrophic. Secret could cause serious damage if leaked. Top secret could pose a grave threat to national security. Even if something isn't officially classified, that doesn't mean it's safe to discuss it over a messaging app. The US government classifies everything from nuclear plans to invisible ink recipes from 1917. Yes, that's a real thing. But who decides what gets locked up and what gets released? The power to classify or declassify sits at the top. Presidents, defense secretaries, intelligence chiefs, which means the decision can be strategic, political, or personal. Sometimes a piece of information isn't classified because of a bureaucratic oversight. Other times, it's just kept secret because someone wants it that way. Now let's talk tech. Apps like Signal are encrypted, which is great for privacy. But encrypted doesn't mean invulnerable. Encrypted just means only you and the other person, or others in a group chat, can read the messages. If you're using a personal phone, even with a secure app, you're still at risk of hacking, leaks, or in this case, accidentally adding a reporter. That's why true classified material is only supposed to be shared in SCIFs, Sensitive Compartmented Information Facility. Secure rooms designed to prevent spying and leaks. And it's not just the big secrets. There's a whole category called controlled unclassified information. Info that's not technically secret, but still sensitive enough that the military bans sharing it on personal devices. Yet, some top officials, when asked about these rules in a Senate hearing, admitted they weren't familiar with the policy. Will there be changes made following this incident? Here's what U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has to say.
Obviously, someone made a mistake. Someone made a big mistake and added a journalist. Nothing against journalists, but you ain't supposed to be on that thing. How did that journalist get on there? Why was this the appropriate? I think there'll be reforms and changes made, so this was not going to happen again. It can't.
So this probably won't happen again, at that level at least. But the takeaway here isn't just about one Signal chat gone wrong. It's about a system where technology, secrecy, and human error all collide. We live in an age where a single message can go global fast, and the difference between confidential and catastrophic might come down to who's in the group chat. Encrypted doesn't mean invisible. Just because something isn't labeled classified doesn't mean it's safe to share. And secure? Well, that depends on the people holding the phones. I'm Joanne Serrieh. See you next time on Pixel from Al Arabiya News.